Hey people, oh dear, I'm running out of room on my phone, so I've got plenty of time though. But anyway, oh, yep, forgot to turn the volume down on my radio. I am a little late getting a video done because my group therapy was canceled this week, which kind of bummed me out because I was looking forward to it. And we were really busy. I mean, we've had a lot going on. I mean, we're in July. July's always busy with lots of activities and stuff like that. So it's been good. So I have been really thinking about homeschool and public school and all that stuff, schooling stuff. And so I'm struggling because homeschool's been really hard. I mean, I know that the first year's always the hardest, they say. And where, I've never done this before. I mean, I helped with my siblings homeschool, but I wasn't the main teacher. My mom was. But nowadays we have a lot more resources than we had when I was growing up, and a lot more people are accepting of it, and there's a lot more flexibility in homeschooling, which is it's awesome, because it was hard growing up being homeschooled. I was among the first generation of homeschoolers, technically speaking, since the public schools had been established, and there were lots of people that were, pretty much everybody was trying to put their kids in public school. Those who couldn't afford it didn't send their kids there, or those who were too far away from school didn't send them there, of course. But they did it out of some necessity. But at the same time, the start of public school, I think, was a bad idea. One of the ideas for having it was, a pretty good idea. There were too many illiterate kids, and we needed to educate kids, because the parents couldn't teach the kids. They didn't have the skills, the knowledge, or anything at all. And basically the schools took over the parents' job of teaching the kids, and then it became an all-day thing. Well, not all day, but I mean, come on, it's most of the day. The kids are gone somewhere else, being raised, taught, and guided by someone else that's not you. And whatever their morals and standards and basic belief system is and all that, it gets pushed onto your kids, whether it's subliminally or like right in their face. I mean, they're being influenced, just like everything influences us. We can justify it, or we can talk ourselves out of it to try to feel better. But facts are facts, and everything that we come in contact with influences us. Period. It just does. There's no way around it. So a lot of parents who weren't liking the way that schools were teaching their kids, especially as the school system has gotten more and more liberal and more based on theories than on facts, and where God was ripped out of the school, prayer was taken out, the minorities were basically over-trumping and overruling the majority, which is wrong as well, because majority should always rule. And everything just got changed, and a lot of parents were realizing, oh my gosh, I don't really like what my kids are being taught, or I don't agree with it so much. It's starting to sound some alarm bells. And so parents are working really hard to try to unteach a lot of the stuff that their kids are learning in school and teach their value system to them. So it's just so much work. I mean, you might as well just keep them home and teach them. All my kids that are school age have been to public school full time. And last year, like I said, was the first time I tried homeschool, and it was very hard. My two kids that don't like to apply themselves didn't apply themselves. They're behind. They're struggling in that area, and it's partly my fault and mostly my fault, and some of their fault too. I mean, they make their own choices. I can't force them necessarily against their will, but one of them doesn't seem to care what I have to offer her or threaten her. She just does whatever she wants anyway, based on just what she wants. Whether it's good or bad, she doesn't care. She's very difficult to lead and guide. Same with the other one. The only time that he actually does anything is if he's being threatened by anything, or if he is offered a reward and a threat. I mean, he doesn't freaking care. Like, if it's not what he wants, he's not doing it. There's no convincing that kid to do what he doesn't want to do, period. Unless you're like, okay, I'm going to spank your bottom, which isn't against the law, by the way, or I am going to take your device, or you're not watching TV or the internet, or you're not playing game on the computer. Those are the only times he does what he's told. It's very, very rare and seldom that he'll do something because I asked him, or because his dad told him, or because he's going to get something. It's rare. And so the two middle kids, they've been a struggle. I love them. I love them with all my heart. I would do anything for them. And that's why I tried homeschool for them, because I was willing to do anything for them, which was sacrifice my day for them. But it was still difficult to get them to do what they needed to do. Oh my gosh, this person is so slow. Dude, if you're getting on a highway, you're supposed to actually step on the gas, not slow down, you doofus. Ugh. I get a little road rage there when I'm dealing with dummies. He was gonna cut me off too, going like 10 under the speed limit. You are a hazard to the road, buddy. He's now behind me. Good, stay back there. Anyway, so the homeschool dilemma for me is figuring out how to get my kids to, how to motivate them to do chores and homeschool, homework, all of that. The daughter, what's interesting about her, is that when she was in kindergarten, it was a military school and, on a military base, and it was full-time instead of half-day like it is here in Utah. And she cried every day, and I felt horrible. I was pregnant and very sick, so I couldn't keep her home, and it broke my heart. It wasn't fair to her. It was so hard on her, and it changed her viewpoint of school forever, like, because of how mean they were there to a kindergartner. She started hating school. She hated it. She dreaded it, and it broke my heart. Every day she'd come home crying, telling me that her teacher said or did something else that just pissed me off. First grade comes, and she had a much better teacher, but she wouldn't turn her homework in. Either she wouldn't do it, she wouldn't show me what she had, she'd hide her papers, or she'd get it done because I made her get it done, and then she just wouldn't turn it in. The whole year was like that. It was awful. All her tests, she'd ace them. She was brilliant. She just didn't do her homework. And because of that, because homework's a big part of the grade, which is so stupid, I don't agree with it at all. It's so wrong. Because she didn't do her homework, they held her back a grade. And they're like, we're afraid that she's gonna be behind, blah, 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 and not be able to keep up with her peers, blah, blah, blah. It's a big regret of mine and my husband's. We wish that we had just said, nah, I don't care, she's going. And that's that. So they held her back a grade, so she repeated first grade. Since then, she's been a grade behind. And then this last year being homeschooled, she fell even further behind. Not an entire grade behind, but she's behind. So she's like 2 grades behind, which is humiliating for her. And it makes me feel so bad, and I feel super culpable. And so I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm going to keep homeschooling her because public school just doesn't jive with her. She makes lots of frenemies. She gets bullied a lot. And she has mental illness, which, you know, just, what is she doing? Does she have a bloody nose? This lady riding a tricycle, and it's really hot, and she's got her hand over her nose. That's gross. Poor lady. She's trying to get home. Sorry, I get distracted easily if you can't tell. She's gonna go through some sprinklers now. Oh my gosh, that poor lady. I feel bad for her with a bloody nose. Wish I could just help her if I wasn't late to my appointment. I wish someone would pull over and help her. For living in a Christian, you know, predominantly Christian area, you'd think people would be more Christian-like. It's so lame. So, okay, I could be more Christian too. Boy, I'm being a hypocrite. What was I saying? Sophie, my second daughter with the homeschool thing. I think that if she applied herself, she could even pass her peers. Actually, I'm quite sure of it. I'm certain that if she just simply applied herself, did what she's supposed to, she could just sail past them. She's depressed. You know, she doesn't have any friends anymore. Her best friend basically threw her under the bus, broke her heart into a billion little pieces, and her friend won't even talk to her in front of her face. I hope that it works out so that she will, and that the two of them can work this out, apologize, and be like, okay, you know, we both said some stupid things. Let's move on, because that's the way it is. My eyes are hurting. Gotta put on my glasses. It's very bright out here. So I'm really torn up about it. I know that my daughter, she's a kid. She had zero ill intentions, and it happens a lot. People can do and say stuff that hurts somebody, and whether they mean it, you know, and especially if they don't mean it, the other person can still just be like, well, I hate you. And they don't even put in consideration that the person didn't even mean it. It's like, people don't look on the heart. They don't, they can't. And a lot of people don't want to, because that means that they feel obligated to forgive them. Well, duh, you're supposed to forgive them. We're commanded to forgive. Doesn't mean you have to accept them and still be their friend or whatever, but God's the only one that can look on someone's heart. And that's very difficult, but it also means we shouldn't be judging people, period. We're not supposed to judge. People get the scriptures mixed up where it says to judge righteously. Well, yeah, you obviously don't understand what that means if you think it's okay to judge somebody. Judging somebody based on your limited understanding and your lack of knowing their heart doesn't give you the right to judge them. And okay, so anyway, I'll talk about judging another time. I obviously have a lot of opinion about that, strong opinion about it. I've learned a lot about judging in my short 40 years, almost 41 years. It's my birthday this week. Thanks for the reminder, Lisa. Anyway, back to the homeschool thing. My son has some special needs, and I want to homeschool him still, but I'm not equipped to handle him. So what I'm going to try to do is see if I can get him services in the district. The only thing is, I don't think that this school district I'm in offers what he needs. I may have to fight to get him to go to the other district, which means I'll have to drive him. My sister-in-law had, some really good ideas about it, and so if we end up staying where we're at and not moving, I'm going to push for that, because he struggles for it. But at the same time, he needs the social life so bad. He has no friends, zero, hasn't for a long time, most of his life. And his cousins, some of his cousins aren't even allowed to play with him because he's not perfect. He is hyper. Makes me mad. Even though he's been behaving better and better, they don't care. I mean, they judge our family pretty harshly. They're paranoid about stuff. I mean, they can't even play with my girls. But anyway, so, and that's not everybody. That's not all their cousins. That's just one family out of the family that's like that. I don't know if I want to send him to school full-time, part-time, or just for special services, because like I said, he has fallen behind and it's really hard to get him to do stuff. When he's at school, the teachers, they know how to motivate him and stuff. They have the patience for it. I really lack patience. That is one of my biggest downfalls. Oh my gosh, my patience is just, it's so small. It's so small. It's gotten better over the years, but like I said, I really lack it. I would love to have homeschool advice from people, especially if they have kids with special needs, and if they have the parents themselves have health issues, lack of patience, lack of skill. What you do, especially if the school district doesn't have what you need for your kid, what do you do? And also, if you have children that like to rebel, lack discipline, and they just don't want to do anything no matter what. No matter what you do, it has to be up to them. And when they're kids, you are not supposed to just let them go and be and do whatever they want, because it can ruin them for the rest of their lives. And that's why we're parents. We're supposed to guide them and lead them and teach them. And if we drop that ball saying, oh, the kid can just figure it out for themselves, we're being irresponsible parents. We're not doing what our calling is. I do not believe in letting kids just do whatever the hey they want and they'll figure it out. No. They might figure it out when they're in their 20s and 30s when it's too late. I think that's my old friend Molly, who decided she wasn't my friend anymore because I left my daughters to watch my son at one of their kids' birthday parties and she had a cow. Because I was going to a class where children are allowed that was to teach about how to deal with kids with disabilities. Yeah, that's not a true friend. Anyway, I got to end this because it's getting too long and I have an appointment that starts in a few minutes. It's probably going to end up being late anyway, but anyway, I ought to go. I love you all. Please remember to subscribe, share this video, like it, and all that kind of jazz. You know how it works. Hit the bell to know when I'm putting a video up. Like I said, I do like once a week or something. Sometimes I'll miss a week, but usually not. And please comment, or ask questions and stuff if you need to know more. I'd be happy to answer them. And also, I love getting good advice from people, or any advice really. I'll consider it all. Anyway, talk to you later. Ciao.